Hi, it's Robin Sharma, and I wanted to show up here on Instagram Live and walk you through some of the things that you can be doing to make this, to navigate all the change we're going through. I'm going to wait until we have a few more people on here. I want to say hello to Ahmed, and tell me where you're from while we wait for people to load on to the Instagram Live. Nick Horace, thanks for asking. I'm doing really well, actually. My life is staying at home, writing and shooting content anyway, so my life is pretty much the same. Someone says my voice is not audible. Is that true? Is that true, guys? Is my voice not audible? We have Reena from Slovakia. We have Gokel from Istanbul. We have Paisley from Singapore. We have Spasi from Bulgaria. We have Pamela from Tucson. Eric from California. We have BJ from South Africa. Can you do a thumbs up if you can hear me, and then I'm going to get started with some content. Is that better? Can you hear that now? Thumbs up or... Hey, Kim okay, good. Kim from Scotland. Shout out to the NHS, absolutely. You guys are the heroes. I was reading today, in Rio de Janeiro, the huge image of Christ is now clothed like a healthcare worker, so it's pretty amazing. Anyway, we have a lot of people showing up on this Instagram Live, and I want to bring you some great value. And I wanted to, I've been reading about the bubonic plague, and I've been reading about past pandemics like the Spanish flu and the influenza virus. And I've realized, if you watch too much of the news, I've been encouraging my followers over the past month, use the news as a tool. Don't use the news as a drug. And it's very easy to become addicted to the news so that all you see is the worst in the world. And yet there's so much good in the world. There are neighbors helping elderly neighbors as never before. We are finally honoring healthcare workers for the heroes that they are. We are in a grocery store or maybe, getting some supplies, but we're giving it to people who need as well. Jack Dorsey, the co-founder with Evan Williams of Twitter, and he also founded Square, gave away $1 billion. And so, yes, there is suffering in the world. And yes, it breaks our hearts when we see good people dying or suffering from COVID-19. And all the losses in the stock market collapse and the volatility. But I wanted to hop on here onto Instagram Live to remind you that storms have always happened throughout nature. And in many ways, this is an unfolding of nature. There has to be disruption and storms before nature can be born anew, even better. And I wanted to, in one of my journals here, walk you through some of the things I've learned about as I read more about past pandemics. Past pandemics, some of the benefits are germ theory. We wouldn't, in the old days, we would have leeches to suck out blood because that's how physicians back then thought you could save someone with disease. So past pandemics gave us germ theory. Believe it or not, in the past, we didn't understand the value, I'm talking about hundreds of years ago, of washing our hands as a means to avoid the spread of disease. Past pandemics taught us urban sanitization. You won't believe this, but hundreds of years ago, in cities, we would mix sewer water with drinking water. Past pandemics have given us vaccines. Past pandemics have taught us new ways of behaving. Past pandemics have given us technological advances because often it is, I remember being on a vineyard in Stellenbosch, South Africa. And the gentleman who was giving me the vineyard tour said, you see these vines over there? they are stressed. But he said to me, and this is something I really want you to think about today and share it with your friends and family. He said, the vines on a vineyard that are most stressed produce the richest wine. And I think that's a great metaphor, which is, I did a post on Instagram today, and it's tougher makes us stronger. And people said, Robin, what are you talking about? Tougher makes us stronger. What I mean is, if you look at a Navy SEAL, if you look at a warrior, if you look at the best business people, you look at the greatest humanitarians, those people's leadership and heroism was forged in the fires of their suffering. I think suffering gets a pretty bad rap in our society. Suffering is actually the tool that cracks the ego open to reconnect us with our most heroic selves. You know, a bad day for the ego is an awesome day for your soul, isn't it? And so our egos survey the news and the landscape, and our ego says the world is falling apart. But what if there are benefits to the adversity? What if, look, here are some of the benefits of COVID-19. We're starting to take long walks again. We're starting to slow down and watch sunrises. We're starting to pay attention to our families again, those of us who were disconnected from our families. Many of us are starting to explore personal development. We're being forced to pull away from the noisiness and confront our truest selves and ask ourselves some of the big philosophical questions like, how was I living? Who was I becoming? How was I serving? What creativity was I not exploiting? What was I missing? We're starting to explore the benefits of a slower pace. We're starting to increase our creativity and even our productivity. I've always made a distinction in my work between busy and productive. And now we're actually starting to refocus our priorities and be more creative genuinely. Telecommuting is growing, and so Mother Nature is starting to breathe again. We're home more, so there's less traffic. We're flying less, so the carbon footprint is going down. I was incredibly inspired by a story I read about a city in India that after 10 years can finally see the Himalayas. So let me leave you with 5 takeaways. Number 1, all real battles are fought within. We are fighting the battle against COVID-19. We are fighting the battle against unemployment. 17 million in the US alone in 4 weeks unemployed. And I plan to release, by the way, if you have not read my free guide, The War Measures Manual, read it today and share it. You can get it by going to my profile here on Instagram and just clicking on the link, and you're going to get the War Measures Manual. It's only 10 pages long. It is rich, it is tactical, it is valuable. And guess what? Because of the incredible demand and feedback on the War Measures Manual, I'm releasing a second free guide to help you rise through this difficulty, and I'll be releasing it later this week. If you want to get it, go to rshar.ma, rshar.ma, subscribe to my email list. You'll get all my circulars, and you'll get this new guide that's coming. So the real battle to win is the battle within yourself. And this is a great time to embrace personal mastery. It's a great time to understand the 4 interior empires I talk about in the 5 a.m. Club of mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set. Because when you fortify yourself through a strong 5 a.m. routine, then you're mentally stronger, you're emotionally braver, you're physically more energetic. And by the way, what you want to do is you want to increase your immune response, don't you? And you also want to really reduce inflammation. You want to have stronger lungs to fight COVID-19. So health set is important. And then soul set. Someone sent me a DM about 5 minutes ago. Robin, why did you say that as your fears increase, it's a good time to heal? That was from my post on my Instagram earlier today. Well, because all fear that you might be feeling now, you couldn't be feeling it if it wasn't pre-existing. And so the crises around the world right now are simply activating old fears. And if you're really smart and wise, and you are because you're following me, then this is a chance to grow in fearlessness. Feeling afraid offers the opportunity for bravery training. You see, most people get afraid and they start eating too many carbs, or they fall into their drugs of choice, like too much TV, too much complaining, too much news, too much sleeping, all those kinds of things. But what the warriors do, and the wisest amongst us do, is they look within themselves and they say, oh, what fear was just activated by COVID-19? Oh, got it. It's in my solar plexus. It's locked in my body. It was repressed. So the virus has actually activated it. It was already there. Now I can meditate, journal, pray, and all the things that I teach in my work. And if you want to go deeper on this, definitely read the 5 a.m. Club. It explains a lot of this. But stormy times are bravery training. And if you use what happens on the outside to make you stronger mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, then you're going to come out of this storm as a much better sailor and a much stronger human being. Second thing I'd say is if you're not a meditator, journaler, or daily walker, it's a great time to do it. Thirdly, my battery always goes low when I do these Instagram lives. Anyway, must be a sign that I need to leave you guys to think about what I've offered and, play with it and reflect on it. Anyway, the third thing is solitude. I wrote about this in The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari 20 years ago. Someone today sent me a Thrive Global article on the 10 ancient rituals of radiant living that I wrote about in The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari 20 years ago. And they said, look, it's all coming back. And they read that chapter and then they wrote an article, and you can find it on Thrive Global. I believe that's Ariana Huffington's media platform. Anyway, she talked about, how we're rediscovering afternoon walks and how we're rediscovering solitude. And point number 3 is, remember, your greatest creativity lies in solitude. And so rather than seeing as self-quarantine as a bad thing, ask yourself, how can I use the next 6 weeks or the next 8 weeks or however long it is before it's safe? How can I use this and create almost a curriculum, a lockdown curriculum to write your novel or write your screenplay or architect the rest of your career, or read the top 5 books you've always wanted to read, or keep a lockdown journal to help you grow. I mean, it's like the 2 prisoners. One saw the stars, one looked out and saw the bars. You have a choice. And you can use this time in self-quarantine almost as a laboratory to build yourself up. And I want to offer a resource that has helped so many people, and it's the 5 a.m. Club. If you haven't read the book, read the book or download the ebook or listen to the audiobook. You've probably seen how many people are being transformed by it and saying the book is saving their lives or helping them get through this time. So if it's of interest to you, definitely read the 5 a.m. Club book. Number 4. This is a big one. Not a lot of people share the connection between forgiveness and productivity. Not a lot of people make a link between high energy and deep forgiveness. What I want to bring to you, and that's why in my work, I say mindset work is only 25% of the personal mastery equation. You also need heart set, health set, and soul set. The 4 interior empires that I go deep into in the 5 a.m. Club. And so forgiveness, this is a great time to forgive. I did a Instagram live with a Swedish podcaster, amazing Swedish podcaster. And he said it live, so I don't, on the podcast, so I don't mind sharing it. He said, Robin, I had a fallout with my business partner. And during this lockdown, I called him up. He said he was my great friend. And during this lockdown time, I called him up and we patched up our broken relationship. And I'm seeing that all over the world right now. People are realizing what's most important, and they're reaching out to people who they hurt or people to who hurt them. And I've always said that forgiveness is not only an act you do for the other person, because they're suffering often by what they did to you. Forgiveness frees you as well. And so the fourth thing I'll leave you with is this time of quietude is a great time to practice forgiveness training. It'll boost your immune system. It'll boost your joy. It'll boost your inner peace. It'll boost your creativity, boost your productivity, and guess what? You'll have a lot more fun in the rest of your life. Finally, in the War Measures Manual, there are probably 20 specific tactics that I teach to the people who I mentor to help them navigate difficult times and show world-class leadership. I mean, what makes a great leader is not how you show up when there's a bull market and we're in times of comfort. Anyone can show leadership then. What makes a Churchill, what made Churchill was how he behaved May 10th, 1940, and in the years afterward when he became Prime Minister of England. What made Nelson Mandela was his 18 years on Robben Island. What made Mother Rosa Parks was that day in, I believe, Alabama, when she said, I'm not going to move to the back of the bus. My legs are tired. And you're not going to make me move because of the color of my skin. What made Mother Teresa is what she did for the neediest people in Kolkata. And so hard times make brave warriors. You know, this is a chance for us to build our mentality, build our character, build our bravery, scale our kindness and compassion. So one of the tactics in the War Measures Manual, this free guide I've prepared for you, I want you to read it today and share it. It'll help you. It'll keep you strong, keep you productive. If you want it, go to the link in my profile and access it. Anyway, one of the things I talk about is the WCS distinction. The worst case scenario, best case scenario distinction. And let me briefly deconstruct it. I am an eternal hopefulist, and I know that great things are coming. I mean, many countries are already thinking about a post-COVID world and planning for exiting lockdown. And by the way, some countries haven't even gone into lockdown. I believe Belarus just had a big football game and people were there watching the players play. So some countries aren't even in lockdown. Anyway, I'm not here to judge in any way. I never want to. I want to just report that fact. The point I'm trying to get at is I think it's really smart to prepare for worst case scenario. And a lot of people say, Robin, I don't want to prepare for worst case scenario, like a real collapse of the stock market, massive unemployment, the reemergence of COVID-19, and God forbid, an even more dangerous pandemic, because these viruses mutate. I believe from my reading, SARS was more fatal than COVID-19. But I think a lot of people who are not willing to go to look at the worst case scenario are in denial. And denial could get you killed. And it could get your family killed. And my job is to serve you and tell you the truth. And the truth is we don't know the future. And the truth is we suffer from what psychologists call normalcy bias. and cognitive dissonance. And so I want to, in the strongest and most loving of terms, I want to remind you to plan for the worst but hope for the best. And don't suffer from denial, because the pandemic could come back. Another pandemic could show up in a year. With all the leverage, the stock market could completely collapse. And you don't want to be caught blindsided. When I do my work with my clients in my online mentoring program, The Circle of Legends, or with my clients in Icon X, we don't play games. We do scenario planning. And we hope for the best. And we plan for, we pray for the, let me put it this way, pray for the best, plan for the worst. Why wouldn't you do that? Because otherwise, if it all goes 10 times worse, it's gonna be dangerous. So that's what I mean by BSC. Pray for BSC, BCS, best case scenario, and then plan for every possible contingency. And again, what can I say? I hope this has been helpful. If you want the War Measures Manual, go to the link in my, no charge whatsoever. Go to the link in my profile and get it, read it, study it. By the way, don't just be superficial in your reading, be granular. If you want to figure out when you should look at deliveries that are being delivered to your apartment or your home, don't just read one article. Read 10 articles. Read the New England Journal of Medicine. That, I'm not giving scientific information, but it said the virus is 2 days on cardboard, 3 days on copper and stainless steel. I talk to a lot of people that go, did you know this? And then they tell me a fact, and I go, how do you know? Oh, because I saw a video on YouTube. Not everything is real, right? Not everything you read on the internet is true. I mean, I can't believe how many people, I read it on the internet, it must be true. Have the deep craft rigor to study trusted sources. Read newspapers of meaning. Study people who are real experts. Follow people who know what they're talking about. Don't just read one article, read 10 articles. In the 5 a.m. Club, there's a whole chapter. Shift from superficiality to granularity. That is what I mean. You look at Kobe. He didn't just go, I'm going to watch one game tape of an opponent on how they shoot. He watched tens of thousands. If you look at Charles Darwin, 8 years studying barnacles to help him evolve his theory of evolution, survival of the fittest. And so take a granular approach to navigating all this. Anyway, I've given you hopefully some great value. I don't know what else I can do to help you right now. You guys, Diego says thanks for the knowledge. Zando, I want to talk to you guys. I wish hi from Kazakhstan. K. Danilidis from Greece. I have a lot of new Greek readers thanks to 5 a.m. in Greece. So thanks, guys. Someone's saying something about don't put more junk in your mind. Absolutely. Use the news as a tool, not as a drug. Bianca, my daughter's name, says, you are such a massive inspiration, grateful. You guys, we're in this together. And I am here and I'm praying for everyone and I'm trying to give as much information as possible to keep you inspired, strong, focused on the good. A lot of entrepreneurs follow me. This is a great time to deepen your relationship with your customers. It's a great time to build your businesses. It's a great time to pivot. It's a great time to ask yourself, what value can I bring to the market that people really need right now? This is not a bad time to be in business if you're an innovator, if you protect your confidence and your focus and your creativity, which is what I want to help you to do through all of my work. From Kenya, great. Sarah from Morocco, awesome. Bookish from California, amazing. Okay, I'm going to go to live video if my battery cooperates. Let's see if we can. Last time, a lot of you loved my 13-year-old friend who I brought on from Nigeria. By the way, if you want to follow him, he's Toj Tech Media on Instagram. 13-year-old from Okay, anyway, from Lagos, Nigeria. Let me see if I can bring on some people via video before my battery dies. I don't know why my battery dies. My iPhone doesn't love me. I don't know why. I am pressing on view. Here we go. Raj from Bombay, how are you? Greece, Marriott, we love you. Well, I love you. You love my book. I love you guys too. How are you? Hello.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. Oh my
Where?
God,
Oh my. Oh my God.
I'm talking to Robin Sharma
Eh,
live. Hello.
yeah, but I'm the lucky one. I'm talking to you.
Oh wow, wow, this is not happening. I'm so honored. Wow, wow. Okay. First of all, thank you so much for all your content. Really, thank you so much. I've read your 5 a.m. club. You blew my mind. It just came on the right moment, Robin. I cannot trespass that to you because it's just the book came when it had to. So, and now I'm starting The Monk Who Gave Up His Ferrari. And yeah, wow.
So
I
you're very kind to me, and it really is a pleasure for me to speak with you. I I just adore you all, my readers, my followers, so much, and I just, I really want to do good by you all, and I want to serve you all. I want to get to know you. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Pamela. I am from Santiago de Chile. We are in complete lockdown at the moment.
Yep.
And we have around, yeah, doesn't matter the number, but we have tons of COVID cases. So me and my family, husband and two boys, quarantined since March. And yeah, I mean, I'm cooking actually lunch right now. And I'm talking
Wow.
to you.
Wow. What are you making for lunch? In the
Oh,
Chilean food is so good.
let me see if I can show you. I don't
Oh,
know.
I want to see it. I'm
Can I?
fascinated.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
Okay,
don't be so.
this is this is salmon. My husband did it actually yesterday. So it's just meant like nice. It's very nice. And this is some Arabic rice that I got an
Whoa.
Instagram recipe from, and some tomato risotto. So yeah, I mean, we've been cooking a lot, and thank you so much for Instagram on that, because so many people have shared all the recipes, and for me it's been great. The kids also, they love it. Mom has never cooked ever before.
Well, Pamela, that's what. By the way, your cooking looks amazing, and if I ever get to Santiago, I'm gonna try to find you so I can sit at your dinner table with your family and share a meal.
Oh, that would be great.
That food looks amazing. Your family is very blessed, and I'm sure you're an amazing family member. By the way, if you could send me a DM with your mailing address, and when this is all over, I'm going to send you a signed copy of the 5 a.m. Club.
Wow, thank you.
And I just, you really also spoke to what I was sharing in this Instagram live with, which is, we can find a lot of blessings in adversity. I've been working on my cooking too. It doesn't look like yours, but we're having 2-hour family meals right now. And, I'm reading books that, this is one of the books I'm reading right now. It's
Wow.
Winston Churchill, after May 10th, when he became the Prime Minister of England, how he navigated the storm. And so, you really proved in a very visual way for us how, we can do simple things to make life better right now. So I want to say thank you, and it's great to meet you. And thanks for your kind words. And you and your family, stay safe and healthy and joyful. And I'm just really grateful to you.
Thank you. Oh, wow, Robin. Thank you so much, really. Me too. I'm grateful for your work. Please keep up the new book, because I'm reading the Instagram that it's not easy. That's something
Yeah.
that's not easy. But just as in your book you said, so the how was it again? The everything is not easy. It's come the hard, then the middle part, and then comes the easy part. I remember the graphic, but I'm so shocked
Yeah.
right now that I don't remember the exact words. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the habit installation protocol of the 5 a.m. club method. All change is hard at first, messy
Okay.
in the middle, and
Yes.
gorgeous at the end.
Gorgeous at the end. Yes, of course. Oh, and just something just to share with you. My little boy, he's the biggest, has 6 years old, and he's anxious like me. You know, I see lots of my como behavior on him. So when I read your book, there was one phrase that really changed for me everything, and my way of teaching him how to be also the one that comparison is the thief of joy. That was for me my brain tattoo from your work. I mean, wow, once I read that phrase, it changed everything, you know, like it clicked. So I have to say thank you, and from him I also, because for him he understood actually that part, and he's being so little and he actually got it, you know. And
You know,
yeah,
Pamela, first of all, I want to give credit where it's due. That is I don't have a lot of battery left. That's a quote I used from Eleanor Roosevelt, but
okay.
I'm glad that was helpful. And you're right though. I mean, especially in the culture of comparison we live in, with all social media, it's so easy to see someone's feed and then say, I guess my life doesn't matter. But I saw your life. I'm glad your 6-year-old son got that. He must be a wise soul. So you're welcome. He's got a wise mother.
Thank you. Thanks to
Okay.
you.
Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.
De nada. Thank you so much. Take
Thanks,
care.
Pamela.
Stay safe. Ciao.
Wow. I mean, just amazing people in the world. Just you can see the light that's in the world amidst all the darkness. Anyway, thanks for all the amazing feedback coming in from Dr. Muncheri from Iran. Fedro Polozzi Grande. No, I'm not Grande. This looks like an Italian follower, but Christina, if that's Christina from Kiki, I want to say hello. She was in Icon X. And I just want to say, you guys are saying I'm amazing. I'm not amazing. We're all the same, From Nairobi, Miss Mani Mystique Girl. My mom is from Kenya. Pollock from India. I think you guys are awesome too. Finding Joe. Hey, Natasha. Finding Joe, the movie. I'm glad you liked it. From Montenegro. That is Anna. I was in Montenegro in September 2017 for an event. It was great. Hi, Apeksha from San Francisco. Hope you are great. Thanks, guys. 5 a.m. amazing. Happy you like it. Greg is from Greece. Oh yeah, I want to get back to Greece. Everyone's telling me I need to go back to Santorini, and people keep on telling me I need to go to Greece for Naxos, and I want to visit Naxos. Namaste from India. Thrive with Shiva. Thanks to all my many Indian followers. Much love as always. Jane Castle. I've survived COVID-19 and I appreciate you so much. Jane, you've been a long-time supporter. I think you're in England or South Africa. I'm pretty sure England, so I hope you're doing great. Cardiff. Who's from Cardiff? Yeah, from Cardiff, Wales. Hope you guys are safe. Iran. Colombia. Muchas gracias. Thank you. Thank you to Colombia. I also see Bolivia. Shout out from Massachusetts. Official Sean Burke. You guys are bringing tears to my eyes with all this outpouring of connection here. And I just want to say thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.